As a young boy growing up along the coast of Oregon, I was fortunate to spend most of my time in the outdoors. Fishing, camping, hunting were the things I enjoyed the most. Luckily, I had parents that encouraged me to frolic with Mother Nature every chance I had. Walking along the river with my fishing pole, patiently waiting for a bite, or slowly hiking up the hills, studying birds and animals. I have always felt very close to wildlife, to the point where I would stop and have conversations with them. Sometimes imagining they were talking back, telling me how their day was going or what I could do to make it better. As I grew up, I never lost this connection. In fact, my connection to animals has grown stronger. I remember a time as a young teenager, hunting for deer, sneaking up on a large buck. I raised my gun to take a shot, but looking down the barrel, I seen him looking back. I felt he was saying, "Take me if you must," but I couldn't do it. Instead, I lowered my rifle and enjoyed this time we had together. As he slowly walked away, I thought to myself how beautiful and regal he was. He has a life also, with the doe following behind and two fawns laying in the tall grasses. When I was 15, I met Danielle. We fell in love. We went to college and married soon after. Somehow, she was able to break into my shell. At the age of 20, Danielle took on a job as a gallery manager in a small Oregon town. Next to the gallery was an art casting foundry, and we decided I should apply there since we only had one car. I got the job, and incredibly, this is where I discovered my talent. Working in the art casting foundry opened my eyes. I was learning every aspect of the process. And the more I learned, the more I wanted to learn. I became good friends with lots of artists. I would ask many questions and even assist them on monument jobs. I started feeling a pull to play with clay and see if I had anything to offer. This inner desire to create started coming out of me. I had to see if it was real. While making my first sculpture of a duck, I began thinking of my past experience with wildlife. It felt comfortable and exciting, like I was reliving a moment in time. Not telling my story, but telling the story of the duck. The inspiration grew stronger. More sculptures followed, more stories to tell. In 1994, we moved to San Juan Island and both got jobs. The island was perfect for us, ocean fishing, whale watching, and enjoying all the critters that visited us on our property. In 1996, we finally found a good space and opened an art gallery in town. Danielle managing and I the artist. Soon after, we realized San Juan Island was very seasonal. We began looking for art shows to do. Danielle found some shows in Arizona that looked appealing, so we packed up what we had in the minivan and started driving. The shows turned out to be a success. 25 years later, we are still participating in them. Now, we live full-time in Arizona with a studio to do all the creating I want. My favorite time is when I'm in the studio. I always work alone. The deeper I can be in thought, the better I connect with my creations. I feel a closeness with my clay, many times talking with it, asking, "How do you want to be seen?" My hands-on experience of working in the foundry has proven invaluable. Turning a cold, hard brick of bronze into a warm creation is something few people get to experience. Every aspect of the lost wax process is necessary. There are no shortcuts. It all starts with the wax pattern being pulled from the mold. The wax will then get gated and dipped in a vat of slurry. Silica sand is then attached to it, and after it dries, the shell gets heated up, melting the wax out and leaving the now hollow shell hard. Molten bronze is then poured into the hollow shell. After cooling, the ceramic shell is separated from the bronze sections, welded together, and then tooled, forming it back into my original creation. My style of sculpture derived from my experience with patinas. I wanted to showcase detail in a non-traditional way. Instead of sculpting every hair or feather, I segment anatomy. This enables me to showcase colors and patterns that resemble detail. It also adds interest and life to my subject matter. The patinas are done by heating the bronze and applying chemicals. Each chemical oxidizes the bronze differently. As more chemicals are applied, I start seeing color and texture working their way into the bronze. If possible, I try to bring back the beautiful raw bronze by choosing areas to highly polish. A coating is then applied to protect the patina. The casting process can take 3 months to a year, depending on the size and difficulty. Once finished, my wildlife creations get shipped to my galleries, collectors, or go and tow with me to shows. My wife and I truly enjoy the personal aspect of exhibiting our creations and witnessing the reactions they evoke, meeting so many wonderful people, sharing wildlife stories, and gaining many lifelong relationships. I'm Jason Napier, contemporary wildlife artist that turned my inspirations into form for all to enjoy.